I'm guessing you're confused by the title, and you might be wondering, how is Gogeta a fraud? Well, it's very simple. It all comes down to one little thingy called Soul Punisher or Stardust Breaker. Now, what do I mean by this? No, it's very simple. Gogeta's Soul Punisher or Stardust Breaker does not purify evil in one's soul. It just doesn't do that, ever. Now, it's been believed for so long, and I've seen it on videos from creators who dedicate their time to just saying facts about Dragon Ball or whatever, but it's misinformation. Sorry, Gogeta fans, but Gogeta is a fraud, unfortunately. It's actually really simple. In Fusion Reborn, in the Japanese dub, the original dub, Gogeta never said anything about purifying one's soul. He didn't even say that in the English dub, now that I think about it. He just said your own bad energy will be your undoing. That doesn't confirm anything. So what is Soul Punisher? Well, in the Fusion Reborn movie, Goku and Vegeta need to fuse together to take down Janemba because they're too weak to do it themselves. After they fuse, they say your own bad energy will be your undoing. So people are led to believe that means that he can somehow purify souls. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, but... So, what is Stardust Breaker? What does it do? To kill Janemba, Gogeta uses a small little ball, little magical little pearly ball, crushes it, and then throws it at Janemba. This explodes a hole through his chest, and then disintegrates him. For some reason, people believe that this is him purifying Janemba's soul, which doesn't really make sense that Gogeta would just randomly have this move. But, you know, whatever, Dragon Ball fans are stupid. That's what we're known for, I guess. So people believe that Soul Punisher purified the soul, and that's why the boy came out, and then that Gogeta smiled when he first saw the boy, which isn't true at all. Gogeta actually looked like he was ready to kill the little boy until he ran away, and then Gogeta smiled, realizing that he's no longer a threat. So then we have another movie which people like to bring up, Super Broly. One of my favorite movies of all time, but people don't know what they're talking about here either. So what people will tell you, unironically, just like say as if it's fact, is that Gogeta smiled after he found out that Broly survived the Stardust Breaker. That's completely untrue. What actually happened is after Gogeta threw the Stardust Breaker at Broly and heard his screams die out, he smiled. And then when he found out that Broly was still alive, they went straight back to fighting. So no, Gogeta did not purify or intend to purify Broly's soul. He was trying to kill him. The Soul Punisher and the Stardust Breaker is a finishing move, kind of like Final Flash, I guess, except it works sometimes. And another thing people fail to point out is that Goku uses the same move earlier when fighting Broly. It was in his God form. An hour and 9 minutes into the movie, Goku does the same attack against Broly, except instead of throwing it, he uses it as some sort of key punch, I guess. So no, Soul Punisher and Stardust Breaker do not purify souls, and they never have. I don't know why everyone thinks this is a fact. Like, it's not true. Now, what do I think Soul Punisher and Stardust Breaker is? I just think it's a combined energy of Goku and Vegeta. They combine their energy to create an extremely powerful key nuke, which is pretty much what happened when they were fighting Broly. When Gogeta used Stardust Breaker on him, it was pretty much just like a giant key nuke and nothing more. I mean, that's really what it is, if it comes down to it. The best way to explain it is just a key nuke. So after lasering Broly to death, he summons the Soul Punisher or the Stardust Breaker, throws it at Broly, and it's supposed to have killed him. It's just a giant key nuke. And in the Janemba movie, instead of throwing it, he crushes it and throws it. So Like, picture like radiation just completely disintegrating you. That's what it is. So sorry, Gogeta fans. He can't purify souls. Like, I'm sorry. You're gonna hate me after this, but it's just not true. So does this make Gogeta a fraud? Technically, I mean, it's not his fault. It's the fans' fault for not understanding simple things. But I'd say he counts as a fraud just because of the fans. So congrats, Gogeta fans. You just turned your favorite fusion into a fraud.